Good morning, students. In the previous video, we understood how the East India Company came to India as traders and applied different strategies, policies to expand the territories. The company defeated Indian rulers in the Battle of Plassey, in the Battle of Buxar, with different policies and expanded the rule. In today's video, we are going to learn how the Britishers set up a new administration to run the country. Warren Hastings was the first Governor General from 1773 to 1785. He played a significant role in the expansion of the company power. By his time in Bengal, Bombay, Madras, the Britishers acquired their power. Therefore, British territory was broadly divided into three parts, which were called presidency. First was Bengal Presidency, second Madras Presidency, and the third was Bombay Presidency. Like our India is divided into 28 states and 9 union territories. In those days also, British territories were divided into three parts for its administrative purpose, known as presidencies. Each presidency was ruled by a separate governor. It was headed by a governor. Then Warren Hastings introduced several administrative changes. First, in the sphere of justice and in the sphere of army. We'll see one by one. From 1772, new system was established. King, Sarpanch used to give justice, but Britishers thought India should have well-structured courts. In district, two types of courts they established. First was criminal court and the second civil court. Criminal court called Fauzari Adalat and the civil court called Diwani Adalat. These criminal courts were under a Qazi and a Mufti. A Qazi means a judge, and a Mufti was a Muslim legal expert who was empowered to give rulings on religious matters, and their decisions were supervised by the collectors. Second, civil courts. As religious book had values, Maulvis and Hindu Pandits judge according to Indian laws for the European district collectors. The division of courts by the Britishers were challenged by the Indians. Why it was challenged by the Indians? According to Dharma Shastra, religious book, Brahman Pandit have different interpretations. Punishment were different. Therefore, to bring uniformity in 1775, 11 Pandits were asked to compile a digest of Hindu laws. Means present together what is given in Dharma Shastra. And it was translated into English. Who translated this digest into English? He was N.B. Halhed. Time to time, British government passed new laws to govern country in better way. For example, Regulating Act of 1773. According to this act, a new Supreme Court was established. Criminal Court, the Sardar Nizamat Adalat, was also established in Calcutta. Now our court is in Delhi. But it was established first in Calcutta. The principal figure in an Indian district was the collector. What was the job of the collector? Collecting revenue, taxes, maintaining law and order in his district with the help of judges, police officers and darogas. Darogas means the police officers. Changes were made in the company army. The power of the colonial administration rested on its military strength. How was the army's strength in Mughal period? That we'll learn in the 7th standard also. There were two types of armies in Mughal period. First, cavalry, and the second was infantry. Cavalry, Savars. In this type of army, there were trained soldiers on horseback. Second army was infantry. There were trained soldiers in archery and swords. Cavalry were trained in the Mughal period. It played an important role in the Mughal period, but the importance was not given to infantry. But the changes occurred in 18th century. In 18th century, British didn't pay attention to cavalry soldiers. They focused on infantry soldiers and trained them. The East India Company adopted the same method. They started making the Sepoy army. The word Sepoy came from the word Sipahi. But why they focus on infantry soldiers and not on cavalry? As warfare technology changed from 1820s, cavalry requirements for the company's army declined. Why? Because guns were more powerful than swords. And the British Empire was fighting in Burma, in Myanmar, Afghanistan, and Egypt, where soldiers were armed with muskets and matchlocks. Muskets means a heavy gun used by infantry soldiers, and matchlock means an early type of gun in which the powder was ignited by a match. By this, we can understand why the Britishers pay attention to infantry soldiers, not on cavalry soldiers. Another change in the company army was uniform military culture. According to the Britishers, all soldiers should have same discipline. All soldiers should give same training. They should follow same rule. So same culture was developed in the army. This created problems because caste and community feelings were ignored in building a force of professional soldiers. Now let us move to the last subtopic of this lesson, conclusion. What's the conclusion? The East India Company came as trader and did territorial expansion. It became territorial colonial power that we discuss in this chapter. And one of the factor was arrival of new steam technology which played important role in this process. New steam technology used in ships. Because of this, time duration reduced. For example, journey to India took 6 to 8 months, but new steamships reduced the time period of 3 weeks. By 1857, the company had a vast empire in India that the company exercised direct rule over about 63% of the territory and 78% of the population of the Indian subcontinent. Students, here we have finished the second chapter of history. Students, hope you have understood the second chapter of history from trade to territory. The company establishes power. Really, it's a very interesting chapter. Though it is lengthy, but if you read it carefully, you will love it. Students, we have already discussed the questions and answers of the first lesson of history. Today, we are going to discuss the question and answers of the second lesson also. Open the textbook page number 24. The first question is match the following. Second is filling the blanks. And the third is state whether true or false. All these three questions answers you will write in the textbook itself. You are not going to write the answers of these first three questions in your notebook. You will read the lesson carefully and you will find the answers. In your history notebook, You will write the question and answers from question number 4 to 9. Students, keep the textbook open in front of you and see on page number 25. The question number 4 is, what attracted European trading companies to India? Means, why European trading companies came to India? There was not a single reason. There were many reasons that British East India Company attracted to India. Open the textbook page number 10. The heading East India Company comes east. If you will read this page, definitely you will get the answer of this question. The British India Company was looking for a new lands from which it could buy goods at a cheap price and carry them back to Europe to sell at higher prices. In the last paragraph also, if we read of this page, in first 4 to 5 lines you will get the answer of this question, that the many goods of the India had a great demand in European countries. Write the answers of all the questions from 4 to 9 point wise. Question number 5. What were the areas of conflict between the Bengal Nawabs and the East India Company? Student, in this answer, you will mention the reasons for the conflicts aroused between the Bengal Nawabs and the East India Company. For this, you will read the first subtopic given on page number 12, how trade led to battles. Read it carefully and find out the answer. The question number 6 is, how did the assumption of Diwani benefit the East India Company? Does the Diwani rights benefited to the East India Company? Yes. The Diwani rights benefited the East India Company in several ways. How it benefited to the company, you will give the reasons. You will read the page number 14 and will find out the answer and write in your notebook. Next question, number 7. Explain the system of subsidiary alliance. Students, we have already discussed that to expand the territories in India, the Britishers use many policies and strategies. One of the important policy was the subsidiary alliance. The last paragraph of the page number 15 explain the subsidiary alliance in detail. Read the paragraph carefully and write the answers your own. Next is question number 8. In what ways was the administration of the company different from that of Indian rulers? Students, today we have already discussed that to rule the country, the company set up a new administration system in India. What was the nature of that administration system? You will write answer in detail point-wise after reading the page number 21. Question number 9. Describe the changes that occurred in the composition of the company's army. During the 18th century, the company started to train the soldiers. In this answer, you will differentiate the nature of the two armies of Mughal Empire, that is infantry and cavalry, and then will write how Britishers trained the soldiers. You will read the subtopic given on page number 22 and will write the answers point-wise in detail. Complete the homework on time. Thank you.